Good morning, teachers. I want to take a few minutes to review the process of writing the goals that are in the TEACS platform. As Ms. Barnett and I went through the goals and began reading through those, we understood that we didn't do a good job explaining that process. I want to start with where things need to go in the platform, in what container. If you are full, everyone that is on a full plan this year needs to complete the PLP. Everyone that's on flexible can just create the goals, the learning goals. So if you click on the learning goal or plan, you have learning goal setting, and I understand it says leader, but just pretend it says teacher. That is for the people that are flexible. And then if it says PSC, professional learning plan, that is for people that are on a full. When you log into the platform, it should tell you which one you are, but if you don't know, by all means, you can email me and I'll let you know. All right, so let's go through as a full person, what would I need to do? And it's pretty much the same process for flexible, but let's click on the full plan. When you click on the full plan, let's see if I can make that a little larger, but I can't. As you click on this, you'll go ahead and click edit. And you can see here, anybody who has not been here or has been teaching less than 3 years has to do this. Also, anybody who has changed a field, which could be a grade level, it could be a teaching field, those people have to do this. All right, so you start with, I acknowledge I'm on the plan, and why I'm on the plan, because I am in a new position. Okay, so then you're going to do the date. All right, and then you have your goal statement. This is where people are making a mistake, and I'm sorry because it was my example where I put everything into just the goal statement, and I put everything in there, what my strategies were going to be and what I was going to do. I put it all here. Your goal statement needs to just be the goal statement, and I'll break that down for you in just a minute. And then you click which standards it aligns to, and then you say, how do I know that I'm meeting these? What are my sources going to be? What strategies am I going to use? Or you can say, here's my data source for why this is my goal. These are the strategies that I'm going to use. I'm going to do this, this, and this. How do I know that I've met my goal? And then, of course, this is most likely going to be the 17-18 school year. Okay, when I finish with this, that is my first goal. Then I have to come up here. Let me go. Sorry, do cancel. And I have to click over here where it says new, and I have to put in my second goal. So what we're seeing a lot of is that everyone has put both of their goals into the first goal. There needs to be two. So edit, that's your first goal, and then click new, which would create your second goal. And so you go through the whole process again. All right, let me cancel this and go back out. Okay, so in that first container where we went to edit and you wrote your first goal, that is your personal professional learning goal. It's a personal goal for professional growth. So you have to write it as a SMART goal. What do you need to do to improve as a professional? So it may be that you're getting your gifted endorsement. Whatever it is that you decide as a professional that it's an area that you need to improve on, that's what the first goal is going to be. Your second goal is professional growth. Again, write it as a SMART goal, and you focus on what you need to do to impact student learning. This should relate back to the school improvement plan. All right, remember everything, you must have artifacts to prove that you've done these things. This is all tied to TEACS and to meeting your goals for the year, and then we're going to use a rubric to evaluate these. All right, so I have given you these questions to look at as you write your goal. The most important thing is that it has to be written as a SMART goal. So it has to be very specific. What are you going to accomplish? The who, what, where, why. Is it measurable? How can you evaluate that your goals are met? You have to make sure it's measurable. Is it achievable? Is it something that's realistic? Is it relevant? Does it align to the things that you have to do this year? And then you have to set a time bound or a timeline or a deadline for this. All right, so that first one that we looked at and we click edit in the container, this is that information. So here's my personal professional learning goal. My goal statement. In order to grow professionally in the area of assessment, I will engage in professional learning during the 2017-2018 school year. Okay, that's my goal statement. That's all that I need to put there. Remember when we talked about the strategies? Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to study classroom assessment for learning by Rick Stiggins. I'm going to attend professional development sessions on formative assessments. I will embed formative assessment practices into my daily instruction. How do you know this is happening? Okay, TEKS observations, chapter notes, because I have to prove that I've read this book and I've reflected on this. My weekly lesson plan should show this, and then my PL attendance logs, or any type of certificate you get from PL. What centers does it relate to? Okay, so it's basically taking, a lot of you guys have the goal statement, you just have it all together in one paragraph, and it has to be split up into those separate sections. Okay, and then again, like I said, a lot of people put goal 1 and goal 2 in the first container. You have to go back and click new, and then you put in your second professional learning goal. And so as our district goes in and they look to see if everyone has these, and they click on the containers, they're going to need to see two separate goals that are split out. That's the edit, that's goal 1. New is where you're going to put goal 2. All right, so this one is how am I going to, first of all, has to relate to my school improvement plan, and how am I going to impact, the student performance with what I'm doing? How am I going to grow professionally to do that? So this one is research and study literacy strategies to address EJMS, school improvement plan, goal 1 for literacy. What are my strategies? I think it does ask you, why is this a problem? Obviously, you can put your data there. We know that it's an issue, and so you can go back to the data and you can put in the exact, reasons and how our school performed on that standard. So I put here, what am I going to do? Okay, how do I know that I've done this? Again, my goal, it has to be very specific. So this is specific. It also has to be measurable. Okay, if you cannot put down that your goal is going to be that you're going to become more familiar with the standards, because that goal, that's very broad. It's not specific. And how are you going to measure that you become familiar with the standards? That's just not measurable. So remember when you write these goals that you have to make sure that you hit all parts of the SMART goal. All right. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever as you do this, a lot of you may just be able to copy and paste and just break your goal statement down into the specific pieces, into the separate parts. It just can't be one paragraph, and it can't be all in the same place. It has to be in the two separate. If you need any help whatsoever, I'm here to help you. Ms. Barnett's here to help you. Ms. Wilson will help you. So if you need us, please let us know. And we'll kind of check back over these goals next week to see how we're doing. All right. Thank you and have a great day.